and there's other things for kids. I mean, this show is 90% kids and maybe 10% for the adults, and maybe that's what my problem is with it. And sure,
well, it all depends on characters. The characters that are performing right now are I mean, the only other person that I can think that can be a little bit edgy would be on SmackDown Edge and on Raw John Cena. Those are the two edgy characters that I can say, you know what, they can really kind of take a step back and kind of utilize and view some video footages and how the Attitude Era kind of came about. And those are the two characters that they can elevate and use that. But right now, that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing John, you know, when you look at WWE, the first thing that comes to my mind is an image of John Cena's face right behind the logo, because that's who they're trying to merchandise to. And again, that's where I come back and say Vince is not going to sit there and give us a little bit more edgier stuff, is because that is going to cater to the 18 and 35-year-olds. And right now, the 18 and 35-year-olds, comparing UFC to WWE, come on. It's like, okay, there's nothing to compare when freaking UFC is making $3.4 million just at the gate, you know, and not including the between 500 and 800,000 buys that they do every. So that's what, you know, the perception of Vince is, you know, why am I going to put a TV show that's going to compete a little bit across over to UFC, you know, and I'm just going to build this show around the teens, the parents and teens, and the loyal people like us. Well, that's what we're called loyal for, is because we're going to sit there and watch the crap that they're freaking putting on TV, is because we're loyal. And the ones that are casually watching the show are not watching the show. They're watching NBA. They're watching UFC.
I will tell you what. Last night, for the first time, I had I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And that went from 8 to 10 last night. And I was more entertained by I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here last night than I was Monday Night Raw. And I never flip back and forth because I do this for a living. You know what I mean? I report news on the websites. I have to watch the product, whether I like it or I don't. I have to watch it. I have to cover it. But last night I switched back and forth between hour number one or the second hour with I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and Monday Night Raw last night. And I mean, that doesn't happen. And I can't say that if I didn't have to cover this on a daily basis, if I didn't have to wake up, roll out of bed, and get on this computer and cover this, I can't say that I would still be watching Raw on a weekly basis. I would flip in.
I agree.
I would flip in every now and then, but I can't say that I would be glued to that if I didn't have this radio show, if I didn't have to do this, report the news, da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I completely agree, and I kind of feel, I mean, for me, being the fact that I've been a WWE fan for like over 20 years, a lot more than that probably, but like 25 years, to me it's like, like I didn't see Judgment Day. I glanced at it and went through it and skimmed it pretty fast, and I don't miss pay-per-views, but you're right. The shows that they're producing right now is not appealing to us so much because we have other vehicles that we can go to, you know, like the UFC or MLB.
I'm UFC, man. I mean, I'm all UFC. I mean, right now, if you were to ask me, I mean, WWE, TNA, UFC, it is no question UFC. And I think as I know we have a lot of younger fans here that may not be into UFC yet, but I think as they start to grow up, and I know some of you older fans that are listening as well, I mean, UFC for me is where it's at. So I don't know. What about one more thing on Monday Night Raw? I just wanted to talk the Triple H thing, the Triple H return. How did you feel that was done? I thought that was good. I just knew it was coming. You know what I mean? And I was talking to Boone throughout the show, and I figured they were going to do that. So it was I kind of expected it.
Yeah, it wasn't, you know, for us, obviously. Honestly, I think anyone, I'm sure those that don't follow wrestling online, that are, you know, the element of surprise for them, either thought that Batista was going to come back and come with a limp and, you know, or not limp, but walking and holding his shoulder and just showing up, or the second option would have been Triple H, which, of course, we saw. It's, you know, normal entrance, put the sledgehammer down, dropped it, and H and Randy Orton kind of brought it out.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, they brought Triple H back early, obviously, with the injury to Batista. He wasn't scheduled to be back for a few more weeks. They were going to keep him out. So they brought him back, and Batista's out. Looks to be for around 4 months, but we'll have to wait and see on that, and we'll let you know on the website. Now, before we take live phone calls, I promised you guys to see all you guys waiting to get through. I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you holding on. We're just going to talk real quick about Vicky Guerrero and Umaga, his release from WWE. We're going to talk about that real quick, and then for the remainder of the show, we're going to open up the live phone lines and take your live phone calls. So we'll get to you in just a second. Hold on, baby. Hold on. WZROnline.com /chat. I see you typing away in there as well. Get in the live chat room, WZROnline.com /chat, and the official website is WZR Radio. It's WZROnline.com. Once again, we're going to be at Dallas Barbecue, I believe that's the name of it, on this Saturday night. 5 Dallas BBQ this Saturday night, 5 o'clock at the corner of 23rd and 8th Avenue. Hope to meet a bunch of you guys there on this Saturday. Be a good time. All right, Jose, let's talk about Vicky Guerrero first, because there's not as much to this story as there is the Umaga story. Vicky Guerrero apparently gave her notice to WWE a few weeks back. They knew it was coming. We didn't until just yesterday, but she gave notice. No personal bad beef. I don't expect her to go to TNA or anything like that. It's not a bad parting. She's just basically going to take some time off, leave the company, spend time with her and Eddie's daughters at home, and she's not going to be around. So they did the angle last night on Monday Night Raw to get her off TV. She may appear at the SmackDown tapings tonight to do something with Edge following the divorce. Edge wants a divorce, as he announced on Raw. So she may be over there, but last night was supposedly her final night on Monday Night Raw. So looks like she's just going to be out for a while. Her loyalty, kind of like Tommy Dreamer's, I believe, lies within WWE. Vince, obviously, there's going to be some sympathy there for from the Eddie situation, and I think if she ever wanted to come back, I mean, she was the best heel in WWE. I mean, nobody booed her out of the building like those fans in arenas on a weekly basis did. You know what I mean? I mean, it was just she drew a tremendous amount of heel heat, and I'm sure she would be welcome back if she wanted to, just because there's sympathy. You know what I mean, from the Eddie situation several years ago, and just basically she's going to take some time off, spend some time with the kids as they grow up, and she's smart. I mean, she's smart. She left at a high time of her career. A lot of times, you're let go because you kind of run your course, and the reality is, her course is kind of run out. It's sad because it's always nice to see kind of Vicky and the reaction that she receives, especially in her character. But it just you can just kind of tell in the last few weeks, or at least for me, that her character kind of ran its course. But the reality is, for her personal self, she saved enough money up. Now she has an opportunity to kind of step away from the industry, the travel, and stuff like that. Let's not forget. And I don't know when Eddie passed away. I'm not sure how much money he had saved up, but I'm sure she got a very, very large chunk of that money as well, and then her time in WWE over the last 2 years as well. So she's obviously done well enough, like you said, to have some money saved up to go home and just kind of be a stay-at-home mom. You know what I mean? Spend time with the kids, and like I said, I think they would welcome her back. She's not gonna. I don't expect her to go over to TNA or anything like that. Well, they got Hector Guerrero over there, but who knows? I don't even think they're on speaking terms. I remember an interview Hector Guerrero did where he wasn't too pleased with her. So I don't expect her to go over to TNA. I think, like I said, her loyalty remains in WWE, and there's some sympathy towards her with the Eddie situation. So it's a mutual parting. She gave notice, and that'll be it. It'd be good to have Vicky Guerrero off my television screen on Monday night. for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, for me, like I said, for me personally, she ran out of her core. I mean, but professionally, the way that people reacted, she's leaving on a high time in her career, and it's good for her. Have fun with your family. Enjoy the motherhood. I mean, she's not. I mean, I think she's in her late or mid or late 30s, I think it is. So she has
30?
more than enough, plenty of time.
30s?
I thought someone told me 38. I mean, don't quote me on it. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I'm just